Is it somebody right on my call? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Hello, my sunflowers. How are you? How are you? How are you? Well, I hope everything with you is copacetic. I hope you're having a marvelous day. I know I am. But let me get some reading out. I wanted to do a reading on Pete Davidson and the baby and all that. You know, Pete Davidson said, I don't know, I don't know, it was in 2014, 15, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about dates. But they had diagnosed him with bipolar disorder. And he come to find out that he doesn't have bipolar, but he has a personality disorder. I think that's what you call it. And with that being said, that means that he has a problem with being in relationships. Being in relationships stresses him out. This is why he's had so many beautiful women. This is why he's not able to stay in a relationship as of yet. That is his mental ailment. And I looked it up. I wish Baby Crone was in here because she could read it for you. And I went to look it up because it just wasn't making any sense. Now, I don't know why the baby mother is trying to act like Pete is not doing anything. Pete Davidson said, I'm going to take care of my child. And I truly believe that. Just by the way that he was looking out for Kim's children, you know, and I truly believe that he's not going to not take care of his child. I think she had a girl, and I don't know why she's doing this. And you know, it's easy to get on the air and say, Pete's not taking care. He's a deadbeat. He's this and that. But you got pregnant by him. You wanted this. You wanted to have a baby by a celebrity for the money of it. I don't even think people think of the cost of the children. And now that sickness that he had, it could very well fall on your child. And so you want to have a baby by him so bad. What if your precious baby girl have mental ailment because it's in its DNA? Yes, it was started by the death of his father and gave him trust issues. But believe me, that's a little trauma. But that is something that's inside of him. Whatever it was, whatever broke him, it brought out that personality disorder. So, I decided, when he was with Kim, I just didn't think that was a good match. But now I can say this: Kim dodged she dodged the pit, because he wouldn't have stayed in the relationship no matter what, because that's just a part of his sickness. That must be a horrible thing, to not ever feel stable enough to stay in a relationship. Relationship stresses you out. You love them, you in them, you want it to work, but for whatever reason you can't, because a relationship begins to stress you out and cause you to go cuckoo. Isn't that something? My heart goes out to him for that, because having a mental disorder, it can't be easy. It can't be easy. And mental diseases are real. And that is definitely what we see. And I didn't know she thought about that, when she had the baby. Just like Kim, I don't know if she thought about that with Kanye. But, these mental ailments is bloodline. It's, Well, anyway, let's just a quick reading and let's see how he is doing. How is Pete Davidson coping? Oh, I see judgment. I see judgment. And when I see judgment, it just means here you've been wrong about a lot of things. And it's just time to own it. You've been wrong about a lot of things. And it's time to just accept it. To rise up, accept it, and do better. I also see the magician knowing this. Knowing this, you know that you have the capability of turning things around and acting like everything is okay, that everything is okay. But what happens is you just, I had a vision right quick. What I see is you have the ability to turn things around. You have the willpower, the stamina, but your mental ailment, you don't know how to get over that. You don't know what magic trick to pull on that. You don't know what to do to fix that. You don't know what to do to fix that. Excuse me. You don't know what to do to fix that problem. You can turn things around. You can be in a relationship, which you really want to be, but it's just, I think, time. Yeah, I think right now you just spend some time alone. You're having to deal with the fact of your relationship. You're feeling very humiliated that this is going on, that you have a child, and you feel horrible, and the world is not making him feel any better. But I definitely see here is somebody who has it all, and yet just taking time to just be alone. I don't think he's dating anyone right now. I think he's just isolating himself, just taking time out to heal. Relationships really do a number on him. You know, I have no idea what it's like to have a personality disorder that would affect me being in a relationship. Man, I wouldn't want that. That's woo, that's woo woo woo. However, I see the lovers here. And I don't know, this is what's in your head. So I don't know if this is where you're going or if this is where you're coming from. I can say be careful for a relationship, for the relationship you could be in, because I feel as though it's temptation. It don't mean you no good. Whatever it is, whatever, if you're tempted to do something, or this is some kind of relationship, or the relationship you in, it means you're no good. Stay away from it. It's temptation. It just doesn't mean you're no good. It'll start out wonderful. It'll be absolutely fabulous, everything. But at the end, you'll find yourself in someplace you don't want to be. And maybe this is with this baby. Maybe it's that, because this is up in your head. And it could have been something that's already happened. And so you allowed temptation to get you trapped in this relationship, trapped in this with this woman. And I'm picking up a sense that you feel trapped, that you feel as though you was happy, but now you're out of it and you know how she is. You feel trapped by her, allegedly. I'm picking up, you feel trapped. And you feel like your temptations, your lust got you into this mess. And now that it's all said and done, and it's a baby, and it's the real reality of it at this point, and now you feel trapped. She trapped you, but you was tempted by your own lust. And look what it did, having sex unprotected. You know, and that, again, I see that this woman right here, this woman is out for the money. She's out for the money. She's out for the money. That, and you know this. And you don't have a problem with giving her for whatever, for the baby, or helping her, long as her baby is safe. But this was a money move for her. I also see a couple of major arcanas. But first of all, I see also it was good at one time. The relationship was good. It was fun. And I think you got caught up in those emotions, caught up in it. And it could have been somebody else in the picture with you. It just seemed like y'all were partying and having fun. And then after a little while, y'all weren't together that long. She shows up pregnant. You're in a situation, you was just caught. This is not a good look on you at all. It's not a good look. And yet I definitely see the world, and I definitely see that as, like, like the magician, as the world, you're going to be okay. You know you're going to be okay. You know whatever this is, you're going to be okay. You know that. But you know that you go through these cycles. You go through these moments of darkness. You go through these moments where you beat yourself up and you look bad on yourself. You talk bad about yourself. You just don't feel good about yourself. And like I said, these worlds and these cycles, and you want to change. You're starting to realize, I want to change. I'm starting to reality that this sickness is real, and you're starting to realize that it is changing your life, that it does affect your life, and that it is. Every time you have a relapse, it does affect the way the audience see you. And it will eventually, I have to tell you what I see. I think it will start affecting people wanting to hire you because you're becoming a high risk. And people don't want to sell movies to people that are like deadbeat dads, even though you're not, or you outspoken, or you got a bad rap. People don't want to see it. So you have to really start looking at it and taking your career seriously. And even though I know that you can't help it, maybe being in relationships is not where you need to be until you feel strong, and just keep getting therapy. And then I see out on the end, I think that in this relationship, what I'm picking up, I feel as though that you've been deceived. I think you was deceived in this relationship. I think that you went in it. It was fun. It was fun. You was having fun. It was all fun and all good. And you thought this girl was real. She pops up pregnant. I think that it was a trap. I personally do, just by reading the cards. Everything I say is allegedly. I think it was a trap. I think she trapped you. I think you wasn't there. I think you was tempted by lust and sexual desires. You have been with other women and done things like that, and they didn't get pregnant. This woman wanted to get pregnant. This woman wanted to get pregnant by you. This woman wanted the baby. She wanted the money. She did this for money and fame. To say, I'm Pete Davidson. I have a child by Pete Davidson. She wanted this, as awkward as it is. And she may have a little station, but nobody didn't know who she is until now. And so I feel as though you feel a little trapped by that. I feel as though you feel a little deceived by that. I feel as though you got the rest of your life tangled up with this woman and you're feeling a way about it. And I feel as though you're willing to do whatever you got to do to keep her quiet and keep your baby safe. Yeah, because you don't want to blow it. You don't want to lose it. You don't want to go off. You're really trying to deal with your sickness. You're really trying to deal with your mental ailment at this point. You're really trying. You're really trying to deal with that, and you're really trying to accept it and deal with it, because it does affect your relationships, and especially your relationship with women. And even though you freely give and you're generous, no matter how good you are to them, no matter what, the sickness gets in the way. And I know that it just makes you feel more and more depressed. And even though I know, see, you want to get away from it, but you can't. And I could see that you're a very good person to be in a relationship with. But at this one here, I think you just snuck away from. I think you was just trying to get away, just need time. You ain't even ready to jump into anything. I think you just ran away from this relationship. You snuck away. I think that you just didn't even want to be in it and involved. And I think it's with her. And maybe she's kind of like a step down for you in a way. But I'm just getting the feeling that this is somebody you ain't feeling like that. And that you love the baby, but you didn't want to have a baby by her. But it is what it is, if you understand. Well, everything I say is allegedly. And like I said, you're trying your best not to have no moments like, being impulsive, just acting out on your feelings, reacting or losing your cool because of who your baby daddy, who your baby mama is. And I think that deep down inside, it's a mistake. Not the baby, but the woman you picked. I think you was tempted. I think that you was tempted. She played on it. She got what she wants. She's got a baby by the famous Pete Davidson. And she's getting a check for the next 18 years. And it is nothing you could do about it. And I know that this really was a blow. This is a blow. And I'm even picking up, you're like, out of all the women, why her? Because she was out for the ride. The other women didn't need your money. They didn't need it. This woman, not only did she need it, she wanted a baby. She wanted recognition. And she got it. And you gave it to her because you was being reckless and being driven by your own desires and being tempted. And then you fell into it. And then you try to sneak away, sneak out of the relationship because you find out this is not what you want. And on top of it, you struggle with relationships anyway. So the outcome for you would be this. Life goes on. You'll go to the next venture. Your next adventure, you're ever thinking, ever moving, ever going to your next adventure, just going on. Let me just see one more. Yeah, just your next adventure, whatever that may be. Just going to your next adventure, moving on. And I have to leave you with this. I know that you try at this point to keep a lot of your private life out of the media. I just think the next person who you with, I don't know how to say this, but they say it about women, stop dating down. That's just not who you are. And maybe you shouldn't get serious with anyone until you can fix what's broken inside of you. That's what I feel about Pete Davidson. If I feel as though he's sitting here in front of me and I feel as though this is what I'm saying to him. Don't be so hasty. Don't be so quick to get involved in a relationship. You already know you have issues with them. Why don't you slow down? Keep getting counseling. Take your medication if you're on any. Whatever. Slow your roll. Forgive yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And just love on that little girl because no matter what, she didn't ask for you to bring her here. You all did this. And whether it was a trap, and which I believe it was, I don't believe it was a oops baby at all. I truly believe that this was something, and you could have been in a manic place and saying, I want to have a baby. You could have done that because you tend to do that. You was doing that with Kim. So you could have done that. But so fresh in a relationship, that just let me know that, you know what, when you cry loud enough, the devil hears. And he give you what you're asking for. So let this be a lesson to you. Let it be a lesson to you. Slow your road. Be careful. Be careful out there. And that's what I have to say about Pete Davidson. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading about Pete Davidson. I felt like he was right here and that I was just talking to him, And it's so much that I would love to say, but I just know that his mental ailment, if he could fix it, he would. But it's a handicap, and it's something he has to deal with. So if you like this reading, please give me a thumbs up. I so appreciate it. Hype this video up. It means a lot. If you haven't become a sunflower, please become a sunflower and spread that beautiful love all over the earth. What do you mean? Nice words, kind gestures, being nice, just doing something nice for someone you don't even know. Just being nice, just saying hello. Just something. You don't know how words like that can help someone because we never know what our neighbors are going through. So with that being said, again, please thumb us up, hype this video up, leave a comment down below. Let me hear what you think about Pete Davidson and everything that he's going through. But life goes on and he'll go on too. And with that being said, you know what I say? sunflowers.